Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It just came to my attention that former Cincinnati Bengal and Notre Dame Fighting Irish member Ross Browner died January 4th, 2022, at the start of this month at the relatively young age of 67. And of course, when you think about the Bengals and Notre Dame, you got to think about Joe Montana, who went to Notre Dame and defeated the Bengals in Super Bowl 16 and 23. And when he won Super Bowl 16, he defeated the team that Ross Browner was on. Now, if you've been following my work on the Bengals in their 54th season and all the 54 rituals, like how Carlos Dunlap, the 54th pick of the draft, just lost his father the day the Bengals defeated the Tennessee Titans, take a minute to read this ESPN article about Ross Browner, who finished his life in Nashville, Tennessee, where the Titans are, and how they referred to him as a Titan, as you can see in the article. Ross Browner was born in 1954, and he was born in the town of Warren, Ohio, which also equals 54 in Gematria, as does Tennessee Titans, the one team that does. And, of course, that's the number of the Jesuit order. And the Jesuits serve the Catholic Church, and Notre Dame's a Catholic school. Let's go through the rest of this. So, again, 54's been the big theme. The Bengals' 54th season. Joe Montana equals 54. The Joe Montana Bowl was Super Bowl 54, 54 days after Joe Burrow's birthday, between the Niners and the Chiefs. And that was right after Joe Burrow won the championship in New Orleans, which equals 54 on the date with 54 numerology. This news of Browner's death broke the day after his passing. It broke January 5th, which can be written 5/1 like 51. Cincinnati equals 51, as does Nashville. Again, he made a life for himself in Nashville after his NFL career was over. Bengals just had their big win in Nashville. And let's not forget, the day Joe Burrow transferred to LSU was the day Billy Cannon, the only Heisman winner ever for LSU, who also beat Clemson in the championship in New Orleans, that was the same day Billy Cannon died. And Billy Cannon played for 3 teams in the NFL. He played for the Raiders, the Oilers, who are now the Titans, and the Chiefs. And Joe Burrow's facing the Raiders, the Titans, the Chiefs. Billy Cannon's teams, who he already has so many parallels to. And don't forget, Billy Cannon died on the day in history that the founder of the Jesuit order was shot with a cannonball, Ignatius Loyola, May 20th. Billy Cannon, cannonball, Jesuit order 54, 54th season, all these rituals. Lombardi, Jesuit educated. You play for the Lombardi Trophy in the Super Bowl. Let's not forget that Regina equals 54. We heard about her son's death right before the Bengals beat the Titans, the same day that the 54th pick, Carlos Dunlap's dad, died. Regina, 54. She's from Cincinnati. She had just turned 51 on the same day that Martin Luther King Jr. would have celebrated his birthday. And again, Martin Luther King Jr. died in Tennessee, where the Bengals just won, getting their first road win in the playoffs. And in light of the Regina King, MLK, MLK died on the 95th day of 1968. The Jesuits were created to counter the 95 Theses written by Martin Luther. I just want you to see how Notre Dame and also Browner have this 95 connection, since all of this fits together, MLK, all this stuff. Again, the playoffs going on around the time of MLK's birthday. But look at this. Browner's birthday is March 22nd. So from his birthday to his death on January 4th was 41 weeks and 1 day. The key digit there is 41 weeks, because King equals 41, Notre Dame equals 41. I forgot to write it down. Browner's 41. So is Super Bowl. Super Bowl's also 41. And this is connected to his past history in the Super Bowl versus Montana. And it's clearly also synced up with this year's Super Bowl, because from the day he died, which can be written 4/1, to the Super Bowl on February 13th is a span of 41 days. It's also 5 weeks and 6 days, like it's Super Bowl 56. And again, remember, the word King forwards is 41, in reverse it's 67. He's dead at age 67. Earlier this year, Derrick Henry, 41 weeks after his birthday, picked up his 66th and 67th career touchdowns in the game. And again, these patterns get used over and over. His name, Ross Browner, does have Gematria 131 like Super Bowl. And again, Browner 95 and 41 like Notre Dame. Joe Montana, again, Notre Dame, beating up the Bengals in 2 Super Bowls. Super Bowl 16, Montana wore 16. And he finished his career with 16 playoff wins. Now, listen, I don't want you guys to go out and bet your house on the Bengals in the Super Bowl. It's possible. But here, I'm just going to give it to you. from last February, I thought the most likely quarterback to win this year's Super Bowl in the 102nd season was Patrick Mahomes. And if Mahomes does win the Super Bowl, he's going to be 10-2 in the playoffs. That's still entirely possible. Because what you have to understand from studying this is all of this stuff is ritual, but it's all part of a storyboard. Just like how Burrow winning the championship and then the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. This is all part of an interconnected narrative, and it is all synced up with the Super Bowl day. So are the Bengals there in the Super Bowl? Possible. Very possible. But my initial thought all year has been Mahomes. Now, I had people in my community who have that future in on Mahomes winning the Super Bowl. I said, you better cover with this Joe Burrow narrative just in case. But again, this is what goes on year after year. And this is nothing new. This goes on every single year. Every year I'm educating about these same types of patterns and rituals. It doesn't always mean that these teams are the Super Bowl winners, but no doubt his sacrifice has everything to do with the Jesuits who run the whole league and the date of the Super Bowl. So you have to understand that. That's why it's never smart to go out and bet your house. The people that stay in my community make small bets that pay big payouts with parlays. They play smart. They don't get greedy, you know. An idiot will come through here and be like, man, I'm putting $20,000 down on the Bengals. What the fuck? The Bengals, and that guy showed me everyone got sacrificed for this. I mean, trust me, I have to deal with hate mail like that all the time. I'm like, I never told you to go out and bet $20,000 on the Bengals. I'm showing you how people, it's your fault for taking the knowledge and thinking automatically your $20,000 was going to be a winner, okay? So I'm just putting that out there because people always go out and do that. But again, you cover the spaces that are likely to hit on the roulette board. You'd only need one of them to hit to come out ahead. You know, morons will come here and be like, Zach, some years I only need one take. I just see that's what the Super Bowl is. I don't need to cover any other spaces. I know that's what they're doing. We've done that plenty of years. But some years I'm like, yeah, you better cover these spaces on the roulette wheel because it's going to be one of these things. And we hit on that. So that's how you use the knowledge in an intelligent way. Anyway, understand how sick the game is. Understand people are being sacrificed, as I've been educating about for 8 years, for these games. And for the troll moron who keeps uploading videos saying, like you just posted a video saying another losing weekend for Zach's Patreons, a lot of people made several $1,000s last weekend off the information I put out for the sports picks. So you can keep trolling and making your bullshit videos over there. Meanwhile, people are getting paid. I told people if the Titans lost in that morning game, the Niners were definitely beating the Packers, and they sure did. All year, and how much money we made off the Bengals, understanding the connection of Burrow and Joe Montana all year in the 54th season, you know? I told people at the start of this year I expected the Bengals to be very good this year in the 54th season because of what we've been documenting for 2 years. And I was thinking next year was the year Burrow might take it to the Super Bowl. But you know what? Because next year, the full season's in the year of the Tiger. But the Super Bowl 56 is the first game in this NFL season that's at the beginning of the year of the Tiger. Again, he was with the LSU Tigers who beat the Clemson Tigers in the Billy Cannon Bowl. But here, I'll just read the article real quick, and you can just see how it's just so perfect. Ross Browner, a two-time All-American at Notre Dame and one of 4 brothers who played in the NFL, has died. He was 67. In that detail of one of 4 brothers. He's dead on January 4th, right? 1-4 or 4-1. Browner's son, former NFL offensive lineman Max Starks, posted on Twitter early Wednesday morning that his father had died. The world has lost a titan, Stark said. Our hearts are heavy, but he is at peace now. And this is days before they get their first ever franchise playoff road win over the Titans, right? A native of Warren, Ohio, and Warren, Ohio equals 144 and 54, just like Jesuit order. You know? A native of Warren, Ohio, Browner was part of an accomplished football family. The defensive end was the oldest of 6 brothers who were high school football stars in Ohio. 3 others, Jimmy Browner, Keith Browner, and Joey Browner, followed Ross to the NFL. Starks played offensive line in the NFL for a decade, twice winning the Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Ross Browner's younger son, Rillen, played college football at Arizona. Ross Browner was a 4-year starter at Notre Dame, helping the Fighting Irish win national titles in 73. Remember, there's 73 books in the Catholic Bible. 73 is the 21st prime. Jesuits 21. Technically, this is the 21 NFL season, concluding at the start of 22. Under Coach Ara I don't even know how to say his name. And 1977 under Dan Devine. Forgive me, I wasn't alive then. I was born in 83. But that 77 season was 44 years before the 2021 season. Execution, kill 44. MLK killed on 4-4 in light of how that fits in here. Browner was All-American in 76 as a junior, winning the Outland Trophy as the nation's best lineman. Hold on, I got to check something real quick about Notre Dame's Gematria. I know it's got the 95 and the 41. It does also have the 49. So he started there in 73, right? And then he's dead at the start of 2022. So that means 2022 is the 49-year anniversary of him joining Notre Dame, right? And with regards to the 49 thing, think about Joe Montana going to the 49ers. You know, think about Super Bowl, which is 41-49 as well. NFL's got the 49. America's got the 49. Scottish has got the 49. You see how Scottish is 32 and 49, so is America? Again, American football is credited to the Scottish Rite Freemason. Think about 32 teams. NFL 32. America established on a date with 32 numerology. Browner was an All-American in 76 and as a junior, winning the Outland Trophy as the nation's best lineman. As a senior in 77, Browner was again an All-American. He won the Maxwell Award as the nation's best player, the Lombardi, which goes to the country's best lineman, and finished fifth in the Heisman Trophy voting. Again, all of this is Jesuits. Vince Lombardi's Jesuit-educated, died at Jesuit Georgetown. Browner still holds school records for career tackles by a defensive lineman with 340 and career tackles for the loss with 77. The Cincinnati Bengals selected Browner 8th overall in the 1978 NFL Draft. Again, screams Jesuit. Jesuit 78. And that means this year will be the 44th year anniversary of him getting drafted. Again, kill execution MLK on 4-4. And the Super Bowl's on the 44th day of the year this year. And he immediately became a starter on their defensive line. Former Cincinnati wide receiver Isaac Curtis told Bengals.com that he fondly remembered Browner's big laugh. You could hear it all over the place. He brought sunshine into the locker room. He just had that energy that was contagious, Curtis said. I'm sure the Jesuits love that line in there since their logo's the sunshine, or the sun. Browner was part of the first Bengals team to reach the Super Bowl in 81. Super Bowl 16. The Super Bowl is actually at the beginning of 82, but it's the 81 season. And think about it, from 81 to 2022 is how many years? 41, right? He recorded 10 tackles and a sack against the San Francisco 49ers in a 26-21 loss. Reminds me of Regina King's son at age 26. Cincinnati's the Queen City. Regina means queen. Queen equals 26. Her son died at 26. Now today, the actor, Mr. Madsen, his son's dead in a suicide at 26. And again, if you guys aren't subscribed to Gematria Effect News 24, I put out way more content over there. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 99. After football, Browner pursued several business opportunities, eventually working in real estate and settling in Nashville, Tennessee. And again, they called him a Titan, and that's where we are right now in the Joe Burrow story. Through the Raiders, through the Titans, on to the Chiefs, the same three teams Billy Cannon played for, who has the same legacy as Joe Burrow at LSU. The Tigers. And we're about to start the year of the Tiger. So, yeah, we'll see what they do, but understand, regardless of what they do, this is what they do. They kill people. Ritualistically. By the numbers. Just like how they put out the songs out there. Gematria, the killing name. Murder by numbers. The story. Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders. That's what it's all in reference to. And by the way, in light of the fact that he wore number 79, and it's Super Bowl 56, notice Society of Jesus. 56 forwards, 79 in reverse. You see? All these numbers are so important to them. You write out the ABC Murders, the Agatha Christie novel about killing by the code of ABC 123. The ABC Murders 56, 79. Murders 79. You might have heard about the Olympian dead from COVID. He's dead 79 days from his birthday. You know, same patterns all over the place. So, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. R.I.P. to Ross Browner. And keep your eyes peeled today, because today's 25/1, 251, the 54th prime. And there was a death in New Orleans right after, connected to the Joe Burrow championship on this day. Could happen again. I mean, it might have already happened. It's just not even in the news yet, or I've missed it like I missed this. But today's 251, the 54th prime. So, if you heard about Neil Young going after Joe Rogan today, and only one of them can be on Spotify, it's a big 251-54 ritual. Neil Young's full name's 251, the 54th prime. Joe Rogan's 54. Spotify equals 79, like Society of Jesus. Again, all these guys are controlled, you guys. The Jesuits own the world of entertainment and pretty much everything that comes through the TV, from politics to news anchors. His whole 322 birthday, again, that's the number of, you know what? In light of all the 41 stuff, I should have noted, 322 is the number of Skull and Bones. The 41st president was George H.W. Bush, a member of Skull and Bones. 322 is their number. His birthday is March 22nd. He dies in connection to all this 41 stuff. And American football, Walter Camp, he was a member of Yale Skull and Bones. So, and with regards to Skull and Bones being 76 in reverse, George W. Bush, who's the second Bush president, his birthday is July 6th. And remember, if Burrow does make it to the championship, Tiger's 76. It's 76 days after his dad's birthday. If he ends up facing the 49ers, it's the Niners' 76th season. They just gave Rodgers his 76th career loss, and in the wild card round, they made the Cowboys 7-6. Tiger 76, San Francisco 76. You might want to look at Football Reference and see the head-to-head between the 49ers and Rams and tell me if anything stands out to you. Make sure to look at regular season and playoff matchups. You might see another 76. We'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. R.I.P. Till next time.